Okay, Dr. Howley's class. This is a brief attempt here to try to answer some of the questions you sent to her from the last tutorial that we worked on. I've got them open on another screen. I'm just going to try to work my way through them and see how much I can get answered here in the next 15 minutes. Looks like a video tutorial on using or and not features. So I'll hit that right now. The thesaurus, let's see here, and how to do searches to kind of funnel through with keywords and phrases. I think I'm going to try to get all of these. If I don't, just send me an email and I can make up another screencast and just send it to you. But if you're on the library homepage and you actually do a site search for Chris, my contact information comes up, and so I'm just going to click on that and open it up. Email guder@ohio.edu. I highly recommend using the email as opposed to the phone number. Oops, the phone number, because I forget to check my phone, but my email goes to my cell phone, so I will hear from you. Okay, I'm going to start this from the Education Research and Evaluation LibGuide. I believe I did that for the last one as well. And I will be drinking coffee through this entire thing, and I apologize. Okay, Education Research and Evaluation, articles, and then I'm just going to click on Eric. Okay, I have a separate window open here, and it has a sample question. So kind of a standard generic thesis statement. What is the effect of class size on student achievement in grades K through 6? Someone was talking about an easy way to make judgment calls on how the literature is going too far, are you reading too much, something like that. I always find actually writing down the thesis statement is incredibly beneficial because it lets you visualize, and it also lets you try to define your terms a little better. So in this case, it has three basic terms that we're searching for. It would be class size, student achievement, and grades K through 6. So these essentially are three separate searches. But within class size, there are decisions you can make, as well as student achievement and grades K through 6. And that's what the thesaurus and Eric will help you do. So I'm going to go back here. So if we were doing our search for what is the effect of class size on student achievement in grades K through 6, I'm going to start off in Eric. I'm going to go to the thesaurus. And then down here, I'm going to choose class size. And then it says, yes, class size is a subject term, but because you can click on it, go ahead and do that. And this gives you alternative vocabulary to use in your searches. So would an article talking about small classes and student achievement be worthwhile to you? Teacher-student ratio, crowding. I would say yes. So what you do is click on class size, crowding, teacher-student ratio, small classes. Now in this case, it's going to say then add to your searching using an or, which means I'll take any article that uses this term, or this term, or this term, or this term. Add. Okay, so now they're all up here. You could then do your second search, which was student achievement. And it says, you know what, in Eric, we don't use the term student achievement, we use the term academic achievement. So you go ahead and click on that. And then click on it again. And here you'll see how many different alternatives you have. So academic achievement, since I wasn't specific, I could take reading achievement. Let's just scroll down here and pick some of them that say achievement in the title. Mathematics, writing. There should be a reading achievement somewhere in here. There's a science, so we've got science, writing, mathematics, and reading up at the top. Okay, so then I add. And so now I have my class size or crowding or teacher-student ratio or small classes. So one of those terms and one of these terms. All right, and then search. I got 872 results for those particular ones. But then if I want to add in my grades K through 6, I can do my advanced search and limit to education level. So in this case, I'd probably hold down the shift button and choose early childhood, elementary, secondary, probably grades 1 through 6. Okay. And then go back to the top and search again. So of those 800 and some, I got it down to 566, but they should all be dealing with some form of crowding, some form of class size, and teacher-student ratio. And I'm not seeing any right off the bat. Review of class size, what research says and what it means for state policy. Looking for a journal article here that might be good. It's another ERIC document. What I can do from here is if I don't want the ERIC documents, I can just limit to scholarly peer-reviewed and say the last 10 years. Now I've got it down to 104, although it still gave me some ERIC documents, which isn't great. Okay. Someone had mentioned are there time-saving tips to overlook when researching a topic for a dissertation. I'll get to that in a minute. I would say one of the things that I recommend everybody does is to actually keep a piece of paper and start writing down some of these descriptor terms that seem to be pulling up good results for you. Another thing is if you, for example, pull up this article and you click on Find It, if this link to the EJC wasn't here, so it doesn't look like you could get full text, all you have to do, and this is something that I don't think a lot of people realize, but you just copy the title of the journal, and then let me see if I can find a blank page here. Go to the library homepage, paste the copy of the journal, and do a periodical title search. And it'll just tell you where we have this. So in this case, we do have it full text, which we already knew. But then we also, it looks like we have paper copies at 2 of our other institutions. So if this were something that weren't available electronically, you could just do the document delivery search, and we would scan it for you and send it to you as a PDF. I believe I talked about that in the last tutorial, but if not, there you go. Okay, let me look at these questions real quick. Why don't I run through a quick EBSCO search not using the thesaurus. So I would just do class, how about this? How about video game and violent or terror or rape, I guess. Any kind of violence that I could think of. So video game, games, gaming, violence, terrorism, etc. Do a search. And we get the results. Again, scholarly, last 10 years. That's how I would limit it. I would also take a look, again, at descriptors. See what they're saying. Adolescence, aggression. That's a term I didn't think of, so if I were doing this as a dissertation or a master's thesis topic, I would maybe think about aggression. I think key to trying to limit your searching is, I think while everybody starts off broad, video games and violence, you can actually define what you mean by video game. Do you mean video games? Do you mean online games, virtual worlds, a particular video game like Grand Theft Auto? What type of violence are you talking about? These are ways that you can limit your search. So if you end up with 2,000 hits, the reality is you probably want to focus that to funnel it down to define your topic much more narrowly than the broad introductory thesis statement. I hope that helps. Again, let me open up my info here. So if you do have a question, you can contact me. My email, once again, is guder@ohio.edu, and I will be checking that periodically, so if you do have questions, let me know. Thanks.